Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I know everybody has a whole lot going on, so you taking your time to be here is, we're grateful. And I want you to just know that we are here for you, and this is your meeting, and thank you for coming. And looks like we have Tech with us today. Good morning. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize any Downtown Natchez Alliance board members that are here. If you'll raise your hand or just kind of give a little quick up. Good morning, and thank y'all for being here. And Michael behind the camera over there, thank you very much. We want to welcome our guests, Mr. Carl Beasley and Mr. Jimmy, who will be speaking with us this morning. We're excited to have you. We appreciate you being here. It's a little different format, and we're glad to meet you, and we'll learn more about you very soon. We have a couple of quick housekeeping tips. We're passing around the sign-in sheet, and if you would, go ahead and fill that out this time, even if you have before. We're working on updating our contact information and records, so if you would go ahead and fill it out completely, then we'll know we have the most up-to-date and current information for that. We also have the Bluffs and Bayous Co-op going on right now. There's been links going out, but if links are not your thing, that's more than fine. Come see Chesney or one of us, and we'll help get it going for you. And if you want to write a check or different, whatever for the co-op, we're here to help and serve. If you're not already part of our Downtown Messenger Facebook group for the downtown merchants and stakeholders, please see one of us. We'll get you linked in on that. That's the best way to get timely, updated information and some really interesting conversations. So if you're not already in it, please let us know. We'll help make sure that gets done. We're trying a little different format today. We're always looking for ways to make things more meaningful and useful for you and productive and honestly worth your time to come and be here, and we appreciate that. So we are excited for you to share your ideas for this and other meetings moving forward. And the group just works better when everybody collaborates and we hear from you. So thank you, those of you who have, and those of you who would like to, please feel free, because this group is here to serve you. So thank you so much for that. Again, thank you for being here. We're happy to have our guests. Oh, I need to recognize our new guest today. Miss Diane, would you help us with that?
Sure. I'm Marla Wooten. We just moved to Natchez about October, and we are doing two businesses at once. I'm an insurance agent with Red Stick Insurance Agency, and we are also doing a new winery here. So Yellow Car Winery will be here. So, yes. We have 43 flavors. We just closed our winery in Colorado, and so we are moving here to Natchez, and we love it here. We can't wait for you to all try our wines. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have tried that wine, and I can attest that it is wonderful. Thank you so much. It's going to be great to have you.
Hi, my name is Armin Saia. I am a sculptor and a painter at Arts Natchez, and we are very much interested in reciprocity and team playing between all the businesses, and we're very interested in the airport and the new flights coming in here, which opens up possibilities to the whole world. I've dealt with international collectors, and I know if it's not easy to get there, they're not going to come. And now they can come in, and they can get out, and they can look around and bring great business here. And I see great potential in this. Yeah. So, yep.
All right, now who's introducing? Carl, write that down. If it's not easy to get here, I know, but what he said, that's a good thing. What he said. All right, let me see. Okay, Zachary, introduce yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Zachary Davis, Neighbors, Miss Lou, the publisher for the local magazine, and thank you for I had a couple people invite me, so I'm nervous.
I stand by you. Go ahead. Keep
Okay,
going.
thank you. So, yeah, I'm from Gien, Louisiana. We got a business here, and we bring local businesses together with families, and so, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause. Come on.
Hi, my name is Christy Anderson, and I'm a nurse practitioner, and I have just opened a personalized care clinic at 621 Franklin Street. So I'll be doing direct primary care, hormone optimization, thyroid optimization, and things like that. So,
What's the name of the business?
Becoming You.
Becoming You. Round of applause. You can introduce yourself. Go ahead. Introduce yourself. Why not?
Okay, I'm Joe Smith, 1720 Gallery.
Oh, get it.
Hi, I'm Andra Collins Jackson. I'm here standing in place for my husband. He does have the massage therapy business in the Home Bank building, but we also just opened Scootin' to Miss Lou electric scooter rentals. So, located on MLK. At this time, we have a fleet of electric scooters, but we're also going to get sit-down trikes for our older people who may not want to stand up and ride. So come scoot with us.
Yay, round of applause. That's it. All right.
I have seen her husband, and 5 stars totally recommend. Absolutely. So now we have Miss Lynn Jenkins of our Chamber of Commerce to introduce our first speaker. Thank you, Miss Lynn.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Marla, nice to put a face with you, and I've emailed back and forth a couple of times. So I just want to do a quick shout out to everyone that participated in the Natchez Food and Wine Festival this weekend. Thank you. It was great. Pop-ups I heard were great. Business downtown I heard was great. So on one of the hottest weekends of the year, I think we're doing well. And Carl, I think the airport was busy this weekend, so hopefully we can attest it to. We'll take all the credit for that too, for the Food and Wine Festival. But anyway, I just want to sit and thank you, Carl and Mitzi both, about giving Natchez the economic opportunity to continue to succeed and move forward. Having an airport is a complete game changer. As you can see, just having that one flight from Houston, then people can connect and go on. I think we'll continue just as we get busier in the cooler months, but I think even here in the warmer months that it's been a great kickoff. It's been a great asset for Natchez, and we as, I know, I'm not speaking for the downtown merchants, but I can sit as a partner and also from the standpoint of the chamber, just want to thank you. And we are also here to help collaborate in any way we can. So without further ado, Carl Beasley.
They wanted me down here. So good morning, everybody. Appreciate y'all inviting me to talk about the airport. A lot of new faces here. It's like I've been in this town 4 years, and I think you know everybody. And it's like, no, I don't. So just a little bit about me real quick. I'm a Marine Corps officer, 4 years air traffic control, then another 35 with the FAA, actively controlling planes for 29 years. I retired as the quality control group manager for the whole central U.S., so I inspected 228 airports. Fortunately, I got to be good friends with Dan Gibson when he moved into town, and it's kind of a fluke. I was doing woodwork for a guy, and we were at a wood shop back probably June. Dan texted me or something and said, hey, we're coming over for the party, and oh, by the way, the airport director just resigned, so when you go back to work, tell your buddies, is there anybody that wants to do this job? And I'm like, I'll do it. And he's like, it doesn't pay anything. I go, I don't care. I can retire and be at home. So I applied, and fortunately, Miss Mitzi hired me with the county. And now Miss Mitzi works with me. She says she told me when she hired me that there was an airline coming, but Dan did not. So I told Dan I got the job. He's like, here, you got to do this. So it was quite the task, but it was really, really fun. Without Mitzi, we couldn't have got this done. She has been the right-hand person with me. We're a team. And now she's out there as the airport administrator. So, but the airlines in this town, it's been a been a long time coming. I remember you called me in probably 2022 when I first moved here with Mary Beth, and we met with the prior administrator. We talked to ACL, and I think we had Southern Air was going to come on board and start one flight a day out of Dallas. And I actually remember going back to Dallas for work, and Dallas Times printed American Airlines announces one flight a day, and they announce all their new routes and Natchez. And I snapped a picture and texted it to Dan. He's like, "Dadgummit, they beat me to it." But it never came because they didn't have the pilots. So another rug pulled out from under Natchez. So believe me, for the past 7 months, it's been sweat rolling off my head because I wasn't going to have that rug pulled out from under Natchez again. So we made it happen. We had our Part 139 for anybody that knows aviation stuff. You have to have it's a Section 139, your right to use commercial airline service. We've had that for 35 years here, and my hat's off to Larry Matthews, my operations manager, who kept that thing going for 6 months before we had a director. The only problem was our Part 139 was for unscheduled air commercial traffic. We had to get upgraded to Class 1, so I was able to do that. We were able to get federalized, which was a miracle in itself because Department of Homeland Security was furloughed during this whole process. And Mitzi and I were talking, do we tell anybody? Do we tell anybody? It's like, no, we're going to pray. Luckily, we had Kevin Wilson just happened to be in Washington when this was going on. Mayor had connections. Mitzi wrote letters. We signed, sent to congressmen, senators. And in 3 days, we got a phone call saying you're federalized. How they did it without breaking the rules, I'm sure they did, but it's done. So we are federalized, so we're fully functional now. SkyWest and United, great people to work with. Steve Howard's the general manager out there. Super, super nice young man. He's single, if anybody's single. Steve is single. So he comes, he'll be at steak night tonight, so everybody. But anyways, a little bit about the airport. When we first started, I think our budget was about $750,000, and we looked at the current terminal, which was built in 1959, and we're going to build a building outside of it. But as we looked, it's like there's no way it's going to hold TSA equipment, hold the airline. I mean, it wasn't built. If y'all have been out to the current FBO terminal, which is our fixed base operations, which are general aviation, it was made for 1950s, 1960s, 70s traffic. There was no TSA. Became quickly apparent we were not going to be able to use that building alone. So Tate Hobby, he's the unofficial mayor of the Natchez County Airport, he says, well, what if we used a hangar? And I was like, well, who's got a hangar? He said, I bet we could talk David Paradise into moving on to another hangar. And Guy Stout graciously gave his hangar up to Mr. Paradise, who moved from a 10,000 square foot hangar to about a 1,500 square foot hangar. Granted, it's a way nicer hangar, but he moved for us and he took that leap for us. So we were able to hire Thrash Construction out of Jackson, and hands down, I would hire him again in a heartbeat. There were no hiccups. Brady Johnson was their on-site construction manager, and when it was all said and done, I thanked John Thrash. I was like, whatever you're paying Brady, it's not enough. And he goes, well, to tell you the truth, we weren't sure he could actually pull this off. I'm like, what? Why are you telling me this now? Brady's 24 years old, and he was the site manager. The only hiccup we had was our seating. Our seating was delayed in transit, so we had temporary seating. But other than that, it was on time, and it's just a miracle. So February 16th is when Brady showed up, and July 1st, you got a fully functioning airport. TSA is in place. SkyWest is in place. So more to come. We're hoping. We got vending machines. Somebody said, you don't have any food out there. We do have vending. And one day, maybe wine and beer. We'll see, because get everybody in this town. We know how that goes. But we're looking forward to hopefully increasing the flights. Right now, it's one flight a day. It arrives here at about 1:10, departs at 1:45, comes in from Houston, goes back to Houston daily. Talking with, and this is not a promise, this is an idea that Steve and I have, is we're trying to get, it's called an RON, or rest overnight. So we would get an aircraft come in at 6 or 7 at night, overnight. They do the clean. Next morning, it departs at 7 or 8 in the morning and goes back to Houston. So that way you could get your business travelers, they could get in the morning, go do their business, come back at night. So it's a much bigger turn. So you get that early morning flight to make it easier to get to the East Coast. But we are just happy Dan Gibson and his crew pulled this off, getting those airlines aligned. So now Mitzi and I are just going to keep it going. So. So I guess I'll open it up for any questions y'all may have about the airport or about me.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you go to the United page for August, some of the flights on Tuesday and Wednesday say unavailable.
Yes.
Can you explain why that is?
It's an industry standard, and you'll see this throughout the country, throughout the world. We're seasonal. There's not a lot of tourists in town right now, so Natchez is a seasonal town. July, quite honest, is a rough time to start an airline, but we're making it happen. So what we're doing is what most towns do that don't have the traffic for it, is we are canceling Tuesday, Wednesday flights. We're keeping Mondays for the business travelers and your weekend travelers coming home. We're keeping the Thursday, Friday for your business and weekend travelers. And quite frankly, the weekends have been busy. I think one flight this week we had over 30 coming in. And Mitzi's out there when they come in, and one of the flights came in, and she's like, finally, I don't recognize anybody on this flight, which is good, because we want everybody to come to this town. So that's the reason. Mid-September, it'll pick back up. It's already started climbing. You go to your fall tours, and then Balloon Fest and Christmas, Mardi Gras, so it'll pick back up. So this is a seasonal, and we'll adjust as necessary. And they will work with us. Like Dan has got the mayor's convention coming, I think September 15th. It was a Tuesday flight, and Dan says, I'll fill that flight. So Southwest SkyWest said, we'll keep the flight. So if Alcorn State needs to get a flight in with a bunch of people, we'll talk to SkyWest and we can make that happen. But we have to watch our matching grant funds. We can't, because we have to pay to help them come. So if we wasted all our money in August, we wouldn't have enough to continue. So it's just good business sense. You're welcome. Anything else? Mitzi, you have anything to add? Yeah, we've been noticing the first few weeks, there's a lot of weather, summer traffic, it happens, so there's delays. But lately, they've been showing up. The flight's been getting here probably 5 minutes till 1, so 15 minutes early. And they've been getting out on time. So far, there's only been one delay, and that was a blown tire. And that was a concern of mine because, the word gets out, oh, it's a blown tire. That's why we don't fly out of Natchez, because the maintenance. There's no maintenance here. Well, if you did the same thing out of Alexandria, if you flew out of Jackson, if you flew out of Baton Rouge, and United blew a tire, guess where they're getting their maintenance from? Shreveport, just where we're getting it. So there's no advantage to going anywhere else. Stay in Natchez and fly in Natchez.
I want to say this, summer specials, y'all are running some great rates during these slow times.
Yeah, if you go to united.com, don't go on the app, go to united.com, and you select a day that you want to fly. If you look, there's a small little icon there you can click on it, and a calendar will pop up. And if you'll notice, outside of 14 days, right now to go to Houston's about $94. You go from 14 to 7, it jumps another 100. You go inside that 7, that last minute flight, it's getting a little spendy. So we encourage people, go out there, book a ticket. I mean, and I would like to get a commitment from all of you businessmen here and business ladies. Go fly to Texas. Go fly somewhere. Write it off as a business expense. Go visit. Go see an Astros game. Go get a steak in Texas. Just go fly.
That's cheaper than the gas to drive to Houston.
Correct.
And you don't have to worry about that traffic.
An example of flying to Dallas. I fly to Dallas. I was driving back and forth for years, so I flew to Dallas the other day. It's $324, and it took me, I left at 1:45. I was in Dallas at 5:30, and it's not the 7.5-hour drive, and it wasn't the $350 in gas that my truck takes to do that. So it's very affordable. Parking right now is free. We are in the process of starting Park Mobile. It's an app. It's $8 a day. It's very minimal for out there. Disabled military veterans, you'll always be free. We're not charging disabled veterans for parking. So, yes, sir.
Two more questions. One is about the shuttle from the airport. Can you talk about the shuttle? I think it comes to town. And then the next one is about whether businesses can bring rack cars to the airport to advertise their businesses.
We are working, I'm going to get with Amy Guido. Amy Guido, everybody knows Amy. So Amy and Lindsay at Visit Natchez, we are going to get together some marketing stuff and decide how we're going to do stuff like that with the rack cars. Right now, we haven't done it. Mr. Tipton and Warren Ruther, the Grand Hotel, they are providing a shuttle service back and forth. So it's $25 each way. You can pre-purchase, and it's not just to the hotel. They will take you to wherever you need to go. So if you're going to a B&B, they'll drop you off. They'll take you to any hotel. So, and we're working on getting that on our website, so that's well known. Yep. Yeah, just get somebody to drop you off at the Grand, and they'll give you a ride out there. And if you're going for a week, it's $25. It's cheaper than paying $8 a day.
How much time should you allot if you want to get dropped off between getting from the Grand and getting to the airport to
Getting,
TSA regularly?
well, really, it's not the TSA as much as it is SkyWest. Any checked bags have to be checked 45 minutes prior to the flight. After that, it gets to a point where United or SkyWest can't physically type it in. It will not take it. So your checked bag won't go through that door. So have your checked bags in 45 minutes prior. How easy was it for you, John Grady, on that flight? It was easy. Yeah, it's very, very good. And I'll have to say, I've been through quite a few TSAs. These people are the nicest ones here. If they have to pat you down, be careful. I think my wife's engaged to that lady now after that first flight. So, but they are thorough, but they're very, very good. Did I get all your questions I missed? Yes, sir. Okay.
Carl, I gotta say this. Marla and I, parked our car in a garage in Houston when we took that first flight in from Houston. We were on there with Joseph. Didn't we have fun on that first flight in? So then we picked up tequila, but we did have fun.
Yeah.
We then took the flight back, and it took us longer to find our car at the airport than it did to get to Houston from Natchez.
I agree. And also know Enterprise, they were originally going to be in the terminal. They've kind of opted out for the first 90 days. I get it, it's business sense. But go to Enterprise Rental, and you can rent a car at Natchez, and they will drop it and bring it to the airport. There are spaces available, or they'll drop it, and they'll meet you with the keys. So that is available. Do not call. You can. I've not heard good reports of people calling, because they'll call the 800 number, and they'll go, no, there's no cars in Natchez. Well, they've got quite a fleet out there, so go online and just look up Natchez, Mississippi from wherever you're coming in, and please get your friends, get that word out to them. Catherine?
So just piggybacking on the transportation question from the airport, have y'all thought about maybe even partnering with National Transit to, help if that's necessary?
We have not talked to Mass Transit, but we've got, what's Mr. Davis, his limo company?
Oscar Davis, who's a
Local taxi.
local taxi service as well as the shuttle for Grand. So
Yeah, that's,
we're really hoping that those two services are utilized as much as they can. Okay, so
and
are y'all looking at, like, if there's other people that are wanting to offer taxi services, and let's say I want them to Midtown, do I just send them to you? Who do I send them to?
just tell them to call the airport, and we have an application package. What we're trying to get away from is what had been going on. Everybody and their brothers throwing their card out, and then Boudreaux shows up in his pickup truck and gets in an accident, and they go, well, you advertised, so you're liable. So it's very minimal. It's $100 a year to get your permit to operate at the airport. So far, we've only had 2 do it. You got to have your city license. We want to make sure you're licensed in the city. You got to have your insurance information, things like that. So we want to make sure all our passengers are safe. Correct. We also have a contract, Lyft is about to start, and Turo. I don't know if any of y'all heard of Turo. It's a private vehicle. Private people just drop the cars off out there. So that's going to happen too. So, well, I don't want to take up any of his time, so if you've got any more questions.
Where do we find more information about this? You said turtles?
Turo. Turo. T-U-R-O. T-U-R-E-O. See, I can't even spell it. Yeah, it's online. I can't say it. Listen. There you go. Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carl. Y'all give him a round of applause. Woo-hoo! Appreciate it. Quick commercial for the sign-up sheet. Quick commercial for the sign-up sheet. If you've not yet signed up, see Miss Diane. She'll come around to you. Ms. Chesney Doyle, the Executive Director of the Downtown Natchez Alliance, will now introduce Meridian Waste. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Welcome to all of our new businesses who are here today. And as Elizabeth said, I am the Executive Director of the Downtown Natchez Alliance, which means I am staff. So I'm here to serve you, and just reach out anytime if you have any questions. Our offices are located at 101 North Commerce Street under the White Waters Gallery. So anytime, day or night, you can contact me, email, text, or Facebook Messenger through our Downtown Messenger group. To segue from the airport, and thank you, Carl, from the sky to the ground, we're going to move into a forum on garbage. But before we do that, I just want to point out all of the downtown dates that are happening this fall. And this might not be a comprehensive list, but what I want everybody to pay attention to is where those dates are clustered. So where you see multiple things happening on a weekend, that would be a great weekend for our lodging partners to put together a package, maybe a 2 or 3 night special to encourage people to come and stay the weekend, and maybe even bundle that with something at the airport. So, you know, if we have Angels on the Bluff coming, which we do, you look at the dates for that, which for some reason I don't see. Say again? November 5th. Thank you, Joseph, for those who don't have trifocals. Okay. November 5th. But you also have Friday you have, Thursday you have Angels through Saturday. Live at 5 on Friday. Chili cook-off on Saturday. Food and wine pop-up brunch on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the Downtown Merchant Holiday Host and Toast, which some people are wondering if you guys want to do that 2 days instead of just one. But anyway, we'll get to that. Another weekend to look at is October 9th. You have Junkin' on the River. You have Miss Lou Makers. You have the opening of the Pumpkin Patch. Again, it's an opportunity for that captive Junkin' on the River crowd to come and stay, not just pass through town, but stay. So we encourage our lodging partners to think about how they can promote Heads on Beds. October 15th, you've got the homecoming parade at Natchez Adams School District. There will be tons of people in town for that, and it's also the Balloon Fest weekend. So anyway, segueing from that.
Before we move on, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Because I've actually this morning, we didn't get out our board meeting until almost 10 o'clock last night. And so this morning, I've actually been on the phone with a lot of our Visit Natchez commissioners, John Grady and other leadership at Visit Natchez. And we're about to start spreading the word. Do y'all remember when we had a hotel association, those of you who have been here for a number of years, and it kind of went away, Lynn? Well, we're going to try to bring something back, but in a different form, a Natchez Lodging Association, an NLA. I think that's a great, acronym. And so we're going to have a meeting, and this was inspired by a meeting with Chesney and Elizabeth just a week ago. And we're going to have a meeting on August 11th at 3 p.m. in the City Council chamber of all of our lodging partners. This is hotels, short-term rentals, and of course our bed and breakfasts. And we're going to talk about ways, like you just mentioned, to capitalize on upcoming events, have specials, anything that we can do to promote tourism in Natchez and heads on beds. I want to give a shout out to businesses. I'm not going to name them because we got to get on with, but we have a lot who are starting to open on Sundays, and we're hearing a really good response. And part of this is ways that we can get Friday and Saturday nights to also become Sunday nights. When I was in the bed and breakfast business, we actually offered deep discounts for Sunday nights to get people to stay over. We also ran routine specials. If we saw a weekend coming up, we were a little slow, we'd slash those rates, we'd fill up the rooms to get the occupancy rates up. Those are some things we'll be talking about. So please spread the word. If you're not a hotel, lodging partner, bed and breakfast, short-term rental, feel free to come anyway and just take part in the conversation. Hopefully this will be the beginning of something great.
Thank you, Mayor Gibson. I agree. I hope this is a real game changer for August 11. At what time?
3 p.m., August 11th, that is a Tuesday, at the City Council chamber.
August 11, 3 p.m., Tuesday, City Council chamber. Got that, Sabrina? Yes. Okay, so all that said, it's now time to introduce Jimmy Moore, who has been with us for a long time with Meridian Waste, formerly ASDI, and Jimmy is the regional director of governmental affairs. Is that, or at least the governmental affairs for Mississippi? And part of Alabama. That's where we got the regional part. So anyway, Jimmy, how long have you had this relationship with Natchez?
I think we're starting the 10th year. I believe it's, I don't need that, I got a big mouth. I think it's the 10th year.
So the reason we're having this forum is because a clean downtown is evidence of a successful downtown, and civic pride really is the #1 thing that's going to help revitalize downtown Natchez, or I should say keep us on this path. And we have alleys that are filled with garbage cans. We have garbage cans on the sidewalk. We have confusion about where people should put their garbage cans. We have issues about the garbage cans being so big that no one knows where to keep them in their small business. So anyway, let me turn it over to Jimmy just to give us a refresher of how it's supposed to work, and then we can have some questions and suggestions.
Okay. Thank you, Chestnut.
Thank you.
My wife says I have a big mouth, so I probably don't need this mic. After 51 and a half years, I've learned the 2 magic words, yes, dear. So I go along with that. Thank you for having me here this morning. I want to reiterate what Mr. Beasley said. I'm not a frequent flyer, but I fly periodically to Houston, Texas, to MD Anderson to get checked up. So I'll be sure I'm going to be here a few more months. And I fly United, but I live in Meridian, Mississippi, which has nothing to do with Meridian Waste. It's coincidental. But I fly United out of Jackson, and all those people, what he said earlier, don't drive, fly. I have people I work with that says, you're not going to drive to Houston? I said, look, it's 7 hours from Meridian to Houston. And a lot of times I go and come the same day. I leave Jackson early, I get home late. I said, I'm not going to drive 14 hours when I can fly for 2. So fly United. That's my commercial for United Airlines. I've been playing in garbage 34 years, seen a lot, talked to a lot of great people, like people in this room. I'm just going to give you a highlight and then certainly try to field any questions you may have. The downtown area, first of all, you're blessed with the manager we have here, Darryl Stewart. I don't know how many of you know him. He's a great guy. Anything you ask him, he will do it within reason, things that he's supposed to do. The parameters for collection for businesses downtown, or the requirements are basically the same as they are for residential. Garbage should be bagged and put in the cart as opposed to being loose. The reason for that is twofold. One, it's nasty if it's not in a bag. Two, if there's a crosswind and we tip that cart, then it's going to blow debris on the street or in the alley or wherever. That's the reason for the bags inside the cart. Supposedly, we are a solid waste collection company, not a liquid waste collection company. So I encourage you to not put liquid waste in the carts if you can. It makes a mess. It spills when the cart is tipped by the cart tipper. If you have a problem with your cart and you need a replacement lid, the side has a hole in it, the grab bar, the little bar that the tipper picks up, any of those things, call the 800 number, the customer service number. I know from time to time there are problems when you call that number. I am a disciple of those people who hate to call a customer service center. I apologize for that. But as you get of a size that you can't have somebody sitting there fielding every call, you have to use them. We all hate the message. Thank you for calling. Your call is important to us. All customer service representatives are currently assisting other customers, and we will be with you shortly. And then you get elevator music or funeral music and an occasional cue saying, we'll be right there. So maybe, I hope we're not that bad. But call the 800 number. What happens, what we call the dashboard, I'm not a high-tech redneck, but the customer service center immediately sends an email to our manager every day. He gets a report of what issues, what requests, what complaints have come through our customer service center. His responsibility is just to what we call close those complaints, finish the loop, go do what he's supposed to do, send the email back, it's gone. Sometimes that doesn't work. For those times, I apologize. But there is an 800 number, our website. You can look up meridianwaste.com. You can flow through it and find Natchez, Mississippi, the collection guidelines. They're there. In a nutshell, that's it. I told Chesney, she asked me about a handout. And I said, well, I don't have a handout. Well, I do have three. What I said earlier, I'm bringing 2 ears and 1 mouth. I once ran for political office. I was unsuccessful. And my wife said, you need to talk half as often as you listen. 1 mouth, 2 ears. So I try to do that here this morning. If you have questions, comments, share them with me. If I can't get it done for you, I know some people who can. I'm kind of the liaison, if you will. I get in the middle. Sometimes I wonder, garbage is a great thing. One company I worked for, and I worked for several, started this in 1992. But garbage collection can become very emotional for a lot of people. And I understand that. I left the somewhat protected world of county government to get in the solid waste business. I was a county administrator. And prior to that, I was a community college business manager for 16 years. So coming from that background into solid waste collection, other than the fact I showed up to, it was a shop, Mayor Gibson, the first day I showed up, it was Waste Management. That's who I first worked for. I showed up. I said, I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to be there early. I got there at 7:30, 7:45. Where you been? I said, I've been asleep. What are you talking about? They said, we start at 6, dude. I said, I didn't ask enough questions in the interview, I guess. So, but it's not about me. It's about you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jamie. Question about recycling. We separate our recycling waste into two bins come to pick it up, they throw it all into they pick up the trash and the recycling on the same day at the same time, and it goes into the same dispenser. And for us, we're like, does it make sense for us to separate the recycling if they're gonna just throw it into the trash bin? Can you give us some insight on what's up with that?
Okay. First of all, to me, and it's irrelevant, but the color of our carts for what we've all seen in our life about recycling seems opposite. Green is normally recycling, but green is garbage, and blue is recycling. The garbage is twice a week, the recycle once. So you put your recycle out on Wednesday?
Yeah, we put the recycling and the trash out on the same day, Monday and Wednesday.
Okay, recycling is only on Wednesday.
Okay.
That's when we collect the recyclables, 1 day a week.
But if our cans are, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if
That's
our
okay.
cans are all on the same, the line, and we're taking our recycling like each day out to our receptacle, it is full, but we're not necessarily wanting it picked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it happens all the time in the alley.
Like, that's where we keep our recycling.
Even if you've separated it, they'll pick up all the green and all the blue on Monday or Thursday for me. Because
We have a visual right here, everybody can see. So this is one of the hot spots for the reason we're having this forum, because people sit here and dine and they look out there and they see garbage. So this is a great place to look and see how we can improve the situation. Some of the solutions might be to designate the right side of the street there for the garbage and put a screen up. The mayor wants to put some type of screen that would shield the cans behind it. But that wouldn't address the problem that you two are talking about, which is the recycling and the garbage getting mixed up. Recycling is Wednesday, garbage pickup is Monday and Thursday here in.
But the cans live out there all the time.
Right.
They never move, so.
Right.
if you put recyclables out on Monday, they're going to go with regular garbage on Monday or Thursday.
But even if you put it out on Wednesday, if you put trash out and recycling out together, it still all goes into the same thing. It doesn't matter what day it is.
Even on Wednesday, they pick
It
up.
doesn't matter on what day.
But there should be no garbage pickup on Wednesday.
Correct.
Okay, so the question is there, I guess my question, Mr. Jimmy, is the trash and the recycling being separated, or is it all going into the same thing together?
It's being separated, I can assure you. It goes across the river to Concordia Parish.
I think what the issue may be is that we have wonderful people collecting on Tuesday who are overzealous and collecting everything at the same time instead of leaving the recycle for Wednesday, and they're taking it all at once, and so there's nothing there on Wednesday because it went out there.
So that's an issue we hadn't talked about,
Right.
about how to.
But that is easily correctable. The answer is this. Our guys should not go down this alley or down this street and pick up any blue cart except on Wednesday.
Correct.
Because that's what's designated for recycling. The green cart is for garbage. That's why we separated the colors. Darrell can handle that, our manager. And now, one thing, it's not a perfect world. If our guys open up, they go down through there and say they see a cart that's got garbage in it, but it's a recycled cart, they're going to dump it with the garbage because it's garbage. I can't tell you over the years, not every month or every 2 months, but a lot of times over the years when we take recycling across the river, if there is a handful of contamination, they make us reload the entire load and take it to the landfill.
Can you review?
So that's why we're so cautious about what is in the recycled container.
Can you review what should not be in the recycle?
Garbage.
Garbage. Can you? Okay. So plastics, only 1, 2, 3.
Now you're trying to test my memory. I have to look at the collection guidelines like you do to identify the cardboard, the paper, office paper, and so forth.
Plastics number 1 and number 2. We cannot recycle number 5. I forget about 3 and 4. But go look on the website. Wet paper.
Okay?
Is that garbage?
It can go either way. I mean, wet paper is going to be acceptable. They will accept that.
Cans, tin cans, aluminum cans?
I think so,
Yeah, I
yes.
think
And
that's part of it.
some food containers that have been washed out,
Yeah.
hopefully.
There is, what's the website? Meridian Waste.
MeridianWaste.com.
.com.
And you navigate through it and you can find all the collection guidelines and the details for the city of Natchez.
So I think that one thing we can do as a downtown community is be really careful about the condition of our cans. So think about those cans. Even though they're in the alley, you know, some of us have to put our cans in front of our business. So keep your cans clean the same way you would if it were in front of your business, even if you're putting it in the alley. That's one thing to consider. No loose trash, no liquids. They are not obligated to pick up anything that falls on the ground. That's not part of their contract. Utilize the sidewalk in front of your own business if you can, but if you cannot, then utilize the alley in your block. Now, this is not written policy or law, but you know, you shouldn't really drag your garbage to somebody else's block. And think about the condition of your cans, wash them. Spray painting your can is considered vandalism, so, you know, you really shouldn't do that. Now, Jimmy, if they have cans that are in poor condition, can they call you for a full replacement?
Yes, that's our responsibility. We own the containers. It's our responsibility to maintain them unless there's some obvious abuse, but normal wear and tear and breakage, whatever, yes.
And then
Call it.
I think with working with the city, and we talked about this with the mayor many times, we can designate a specific area. So Tom and Susan, you own 21st Street Relics, and then there are businesses over here. We could just designate one side for everybody's cans. And would it make sense to have the blue in one section and the green in another? Would that work for your business? We can talk about it later. But now I see where the confusion is coming from when people are saying that the recycling doesn't go to, yeah.
It does.
So some,
Because they seem like they're public access.
I have to move closer. I have partial hearing in one ear.
No, I said everybody uses those cans in the alley. I mean, they bring it from everywhere.
so they're putting up, so other businesses are putting their
I don't
garbage.
know if it's all businesses.
Oh, just people are
Just
putting.
people.
Yeah, there are no trash cans for the public to put their waste along Franklin Street anywhere else, so naturally, if they see a can, rather than just drop it on the street, they just put it in the can, so that could probably be some of the reason why it's getting mixed up with other things in the bin.
It's just, that does happen. I had to stop putting my recycling out the night before because people would put garbage in it. So the next morning, I'd go out there and there'd be a bag of garbage in it, so I'd have to take it out. So I just waited till Wednesday morning to put it out, so that hopefully that doesn't happen. But people walk around the street and throw cups in there and a little bag of garbage or leftover food, or, I mean, it's just amazing what people throw in there.
Question then, for those of us who are very mindful of recycling, is there another option in town where you could take recyclables that contain a larger?
There's a recycling compactor at the convention center. The big, if you know what I'm talking about, the compactor. Now, I don't know the exact parameters of who you see to use that, but it is for recycling and
People fill it up, not necessarily the correct item.
okay. And if there's been a problem with the compactor, I've not been advised of.
There's not a problem with it, it's just people know a lot, I mean, Elizabeth may not, but a lot of people know it's there, so a lot of the larger cardboard stuff gets broken down, which I don't even know if cardboard is even supposed to be in the
but.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, people do know it's there, so
Well,
it gets used.
That's why it was put there for recycling. I don't know, originally, I can't remember if it was just for the convention center or if it was for anybody in the city of Natchez. I can't remember that.
People can use it as long as it's not being abused.
We have had no issues with the recycler as far as hauling the compactor, to my knowledge. And I think I would know about it, but we've not had any problems with the It's rarely what we call pulled in the garbage business. Rarely. So it's not used a lot.
And people use the trash also there. Like if it's not pulled from a convention and there are people that are, I'm throwing it out there, I'm not saying it all, let's say like at Booey's, if that container's full, then people will go and also empty trash.
It's unmanned, right? You can just go there and put it in, hit the button, okay. One thing I did not say, I should have, I'm remiss. First of all, as business owners, you know that we bill you directly. So thank you for your business, first of all. I did not do that, and that's something I should have done to start with. The residential is billed to the city, but through the water bill, waterworks. But we bill each of you individually quarterly for our service. So thank you for that. And you have to ask, I'm sorry, I did make a call to our customer service center and tell them when a new business calls and wants to establish service for carts, to be sure and address the things that we've talked about here earlier this morning. So everybody will know. I can't say that they always did, but now they know, and that should happen. And we have turnover like everybody else. Yes, ma'am.
One question. So I have a bill for you out, and I'm looking on money for that. It is downtown. When that happens, what is the protocol from you or whoever about putting the the holding bins for the trash can, for the recyclables,
Before you respond, sorry.
No, it's fine.
But y'all know we're out of time. Anyone who wants to stay, please, you can stay. The mayor's going to say a word before we go.
Catherine's question answered, Catherine, I'm sorry, but I do have to be at City Hall at 9 o'clock.
Okay, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I've got 1 minute. I want to just say, I don't think I need the microphone. I want to say thank you, Jimmy Moore, because you made a special trip to be here. And we really appreciate all you do in Arrow and now Meridian. We have had a great relationship ever since I became mayor. I am open to any discussion we have. Chesney, thank you. Also, going back, Chesney, Elizabeth, Norma before Elizabeth, when she was president, we've had some really great meetings, and DNA is becoming a catalyst for some really great improvements throughout our downtown. I'm open to more dialogue, especially with regard to Locust Alley and Cotton Alley, because these are both becoming more and more pedestrian walkways with all of the growth in town. We've got a straight shot down the alley right here to Dixon Books, a new business, and others. We also, when we see the Eola developing, Cotton Alley is going to become a more and more walkable alley, kind of like you have the alley in front of the Peabody that you have to go through to get to the rendezvous. That's kind of what I picture happening with Cotton Alley. The city is making improvements to that alley right now, and we are looking and had a meeting yesterday at how we can make more improvements for pedestrian walkways within our build grant, because we know pedestrian traffic is increasing downtown. We need to clean this up. We need your input on how to organize the garbage bins and recycle bins, make them in concentrated areas, both Cotton Alley and Locust Alley, and make it more, more attractive. There you go. So thank you. Also, I do have something too that I want to share for Carl's benefit. Carl, you're our hero. You really are. Yeah. And And you know what you call a religious leader who travels a good bit, a frequent friar.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Gibson. Well, thank you, Mayor Gibson, for everything you do. Okay. All right. Everyone, if you have to go, we understand. And if you want to stay, Jimmy and I are here and others to talk more. Catherine had a question. Jennifer, I think you had a question, so let me turn it back over to Jimmy.
Okay, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
So, you know those, I don't know what y'all call them, the bins that you put the trash receptacles in, you know, to kind of elevate them off the ground, keep animals and critters from messing with them and such.
Okay.
Should I decide, if the city's allowing it, when I get our building, to put something like that out there, is that something that's okay to do?
The preference is to leave the car at ground level because it's designed just to grab and roll and hook on what we call a cart tipper and tip in the back. And perhaps that's a selfish statement because of back injuries, picking it up, twisting. And I mean, I know people say, well, I got it up there, you should be able to get it off. But when you're picking up several hundred a day, it can take a toll, but preferably ground level. And as far as the screens or whatever, I mean, you know, as I said earlier, I traveled the entire state of Mississippi and part of Alabama, but I can come back anytime that Chesney calls me if I can work it out in my schedule, you know, not necessarily in this particular format, but to meet with a group, whatever, and discuss this further when ideas are generated about whatever the problems are. So
Jennifer has a question, and again, everybody, thank you for coming. Feel free to head on out. Feel free to hang out.
Mine was just a comment that the garbage collection in Natchez is one of my favorite parts about Natchez, because I'm coming from Jackson, where we didn't even have garbage collection for months, and it's a mess. So anyway, I just wanted to give you some high praise.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
That's something we don't get a lot of, and I really deeply appreciate that.
Jimmy Moore, thank you so much for coming. I've got Jimmy on speed dial and have for 10 years. So if you need Jimmy, call me. Thank you, everyone.